How is it going, everybody? So I am working on this thing again, and I have started to already cut out right where I'm going to be putting a new patch in. So I got that cut out because it was all rotted right here, as you guys saw. So now I was going to start on this and like cleaning all this up, but I don't want to create too much dust in here and fling stuff everywhere. And unfortunately, it just snowed like 6-8 inches today. So I won't be getting around to pushing it outside today to do it, but I'm thinking maybe this weekend, if it's halfway decent out, I'll roll it outside for an hour and wire wheel the whole top off and whatnot. So I think tonight what I'm going to do is I have everything ready down on the rockers where all the welds were made for the new rockers and cab corners, and a couple other spots. I'm going to spread some mud in there and start finishing up the body work. I got a couple little things here, and then just around the weld there, just clean it up, a couple other things. So I think that's what I'm going to do tonight, and just get it all spread on there so it can dry nice, and then start going over it, sanding it all down. And then once that's done, I'll Scotch-Brite the inside because the inside's perfect. It doesn't need any work. And then I'll be able to go ahead and get primer on this thing. I am going to go tomorrow and pick up some more primer, take a look at a couple different colors still, and go from there. So I guess I'll jump right into putting some mud on this thing and getting it done. Alright, so the first thing that you always want to do before you go spreading mud on anything is make sure that the whole area is sanded nice, because if it's not and it's all smooth all around up here, then the Bondo will not stick to the panel. So you want to make sure that it's always sanded all the way around where you're going to be spreading. So I'm just going to go around, sand all the spots, and then from there I will mix up some Bondo and then throw it on here and let it dry. You know what? I'm gonna get a piece of Scotch-Brite instead. You can use Scotch-Brite. Sometimes I use sanding paper just because it's what's in front of me, but to get in the crevices and like all the cracks, make sure it's all sanded, I suggest using Scotch-Brite. It's just a little bit easier to get in there, and it scuffs it up plenty to hold the Bondo. So let me grab that. And the cool thing about Scotch-Brite is it actually scuffs whatever you're sanding to 320 grit. So it's the same thing as using like 320 grit sandpaper. So it's not like it's too fine or too coarse. It's a nice sanding material to use. Alright, so there's that. That's about as far as you want to go. Just enough where you can kind of do all right here, because it's going to take a little bit to get it nice and even with the other body panels. So do just enough. I was going to fill this crack, but I have to do a little bit of grinding down here, so I'm going to hold off on this section right here. But I'll get all this right here, and I get this part of the weld here. So I'm going to work on this side, get that side done. That side I believe I already did. So I'll work on this side, get that side done, and then I'll make sure the rest is good where I want to put some mud, and then I'll go ahead and apply it, and we'll wait and let it dry. So. Alright. So that looks like it'll be good. I'm just doing a little bit right here, and then a tiny bit right in here. I'm not too worried about this right here. That looks actually pretty good, because that's where the seal is going to go all the way around it. That looks like that can be ground down a little bit more, so I might hold off on that side right there. And this honestly actually isn't that bad. I might not even really need to put much Bondo there. I could probably put a little bit of glaze, because that's pretty good all the way around. Maybe this side I'll just put glaze, but that side needs Bondo. So yeah, I'm gonna check, make sure I got everything else sanded where I want to put some Bondo, and I'll go ahead and mix them up and spread it on there. So I'll be back when that's done. And again, one thing you always want to do is clean off everywhere that you're about to put bondo. You don't want any dust on there. So make sure you always clean it off, clean it up real nice. Wipe it down, get any grease or grime or dust, whatever might be on there, get it all off. So that way everything sticks and does what it's supposed to. I really should get a squirt bottle for this, but I don't have one, so this will have to do. Alright, so as you can see, it's all scuffed up, nice and clean, and wiped down with a wax and grease remover everywhere where I'm going to be putting more bondo. So, and then I got a little spot up here I want to hit, a little spot here, across the back of the cab a little bit, and then all this, and then again, same thing up there. So it's all been wiped down, and eventually I will fill up like these holes right here where there used to be a trim piece. So I will fill those up eventually, but I don't know exactly. I haven't decided if I'm gonna put those trim pieces back on or not. So, but for now, everything's cleaned up. So I'm gonna get ready, get some bondo made, and then start putting it on. Hopefully I make enough. If not, I'll just make some more and then put some more on. So go ahead and make some bondo now. Alright. So I'm going to stir this up a little bit, as it's been sitting for a little bit. Started to separate a tiny bit. Alright, so we're going to take a generous amount. Really should get a better scoop for this instead of using this thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do much more than that. I might have to do a little bit at a time. Alright, well that should get me one side completely. That'll work. So once you got that, you're going to take your hardener, kind of mix it up in there a little bit because the water does set. And there we go. And you just put a good amount of hardener in there, and this stuff will start to get hard fast. So you kind of gotta move. I'm gonna use my smaller squeegee. This looks pretty good. So I'm gonna move you guys down here now. Once you've got that mixed, you can just start taking a little bit and smearing it in where you need. So I'm gonna do kind of from the bottom all the way up to the top, a nice coat of it. Do right here. And go ahead and put it right down in there. I am gonna have to mix up some more, a bit more here. And go through and finish doing the spots I wasn't able to get. First go around. Longer be actually on. Do it all again. So there we go. Now the cab corners are done. Now I just gotta mix up a tiny bit more to hit the rockers on this side. I got that done. But like I said, by the time this all gets sanded and that gets sanded, there would just be tiny little spots or like a little streak where the weld was. Looks like there's a lot of bondo on it right now, but there will not be that much when I'm done sanding. It'll come back to like next to nothing on there. So this just for me to make sure that I covered everything that needs to get covered. So I'm not the one that actually put the bondo on this truck, or I'm sorry, not the bondo, that actually did the rockers and cab corners on this. I would have done it way differently than the way that it was done. But I didn't do it, so I don't really have a choice. I got to deal with this. I wasn't cutting it back out. And it's already been done. It's a way you can do it. I would have done it differently to where I didn't have to do all this. But, you know, like I said, whatever, it's how I bought the truck. No big deal. I'll get it done. And after this, sand it. The only thing left is I will run a layer of glaze over all of it, because when Bondo dries and you sand it, there are little air pockets in it. You gotta watch out for that, because if you're not careful, when you go to prime it, they will pop up, and then you'll just have to put more glaze on it and then prime it again. So I always just glaze everything, no matter what, right after I finish sanding. Put glaze on it, sand that back down, and then be done. You're gonna have air pockets in it. It is what it is. It's just how Bondo dries. So yeah, so we'll wait for this to dry. I'm gonna mix up a little bit more, get it on there, and then I can start sanding on it. So I don't know if I'll get to sand on it tonight. It's kind of, I turned the heat up, but it is a little chilly. The ground is kind of has a cold draft to it because it's concrete. So I might get to it tonight. I might not. Depends on how quickly it dries. I don't know. It's tacky. It's drying. It's a little tacky, but oh, that's what I just put on there. Oops. But I mean, it's drying. I might start sanding on it tonight. I don't know yet. We'll see. So yeah, but that's all done. I just mix a tiny bit more, finish that, and then we'll be good. All right, so I'm just gonna put the finishing touches of Bondo on this thing, and then I should be done with Bondo for the most part. Now I'm sure that when it comes time to, you know, when I finish sanding and this, that, and the other, I will have to add some more somewhere. I can almost guarantee it. You almost never get it on the first time doing something like this. This is kind of like a, as you find them, you fill them. So there we go. I like that. All right, so that should be pretty much it for putting Bondo on this thing. When my roof comes in, I shouldn't really have to do much to that. And everything else, you can't see or is good. So that's the last spot I need down there, but I think I'm just going to glaze that because that's actually really good. But we got some Bondo here. And then along the back there where the gas filler neck used to be, and like I said, all this will come down to like a small strip across there and a small strip down. So it looks like a lot. It's not. It'll all sand out. There's a little dent there, a couple little dings there, dent there, there. And then we got this bit right here. And like I said, when it sands, you will be able to see like just a tiny bit. And then we got the inside here and right there. So that should be all the major stuff. And once that is dried, I can sand it and then put glaze on it. So yeah, I guess we'll wait for that to dry. I don't think I'm gonna get to sanding it tonight, so that'll probably be it for today. Probably clean up a couple other things, but yeah, I'll if anybody's wondering, I'll put like what I use down in the description and like the link where you can go get it. You can get all this stuff on like Amazon. So I'll put it down there if you guys want to go order some, if you need it, or if you're just wondering what I use. But yeah, so that'll be it for today. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe and keep continuing to follow this thing. Because like I said, I got about 4 months before it's got to get done. So it'll be done here shortly. I'm going to keep working on it every night, getting it done little by little. So go check out the rest of the videos on this thing and stick around until it's done because it's going to be one mean machine. So it'll be cool. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Adios.